Well, 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 if it isn't another chapter in Manchester United's never-ending soap opera as Old Trafford turns. This week's episode, the departure of Ruben Amorim, a man so committed to his beloved 3-4-2-1 formation that he'd sooner walk the plank than adjust his tactical ship.
Amorim's 14-month reign, a tenure that can only be described as brief yet eventful, came to its inevitable conclusion on Monday morning. The Portuguese mastermind, who apparently believed that three central defenders were the holy trinity of football, finally discovered that his bosses at United had grown weary of his uncompromising devotion to a system more rigid than a Victorian boarding school's dress code.
The social media solidarity, or lack thereof. In the modern age, how do we measure a manager's impact? Goals? Trophies? League position? Don't be absurd. We count Instagram tributes, naturally. Captain Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot dutifully posted their heartfelt farewells. Good lads, those two, always remembering their social media manners. But lurking in the digital shadows were 9 conspirators of silence, a rogues gallery of players who apparently couldn't quite bring themselves to type, "Thanks for the memories, gaffer." Among the mute masses, Kobbie Mainoo, who at the tender age of 20 has already mastered the art of the passive-aggressive social media gesture. Rather than penning a touching tribute, young Kobbie opted to like a post mocking his former manager's £10 million payout, subtle as a brick through a window that. One can only imagine him scrolling through Instagram, seeing those Amorim memes, and thinking, yes, this speaks to my soul.
The silent treatment all-stars.
The roster of non-posters reads like a team sheet for the thanks but no thanks 11. We have Lisandro Martinez and Casemiro, proper dressing room heavyweights, who apparently had better things to do than acknowledge their departed boss. Perhaps they were too busy contemplating their futures in a system that actually utilized 4 defenders, like civilized football clubs do. Then there's Manuel Ugarte, who has the unique distinction of playing under Amorim at 2 different clubs. One might think that would warrant at least a perfunctory cheers boss on Twitter, but apparently not. Maybe the 3rd time's the charm? Most deliciously ironic is Sene Lammens, a goalkeeper Amorim himself purchased this season, who has also maintained radio silence. Nothing says, "Thanks for signing me," quite like a conspicuous absence of gratitude when you're shown the door. Family affairs. The Mainoo clan weighs in. Not to be outdone by her brother's subtle Instagram likes, Kobbie's sister Ama delivered her own masterstroke of pettiness, posting a story featuring American rapper Young Miami, sporting a grin wider than the gap between United's aspirations and reality. No words necessary, just pure, unadulterated schadenfreude in image form. And let's not forget Jordan Mainoo Hames, who previously blessed us with the free Kobbie Mainoo t-shirt at Old Trafford, a sartorial choice that screamed family unity louder than any post-match interview ever could. Amorim's response to that fashion statement, a philosophical lecture about entitlement among young players and how modern footballers need to accept difficult moments. Because nothing says strong leadership quite like publicly criticizing the attitude of an entire generation while refusing to adapt your tactical approach. The tactical tyrant. Let us spare a moment to appreciate Amorim's unwavering commitment to his 3-4-2-1 formation, a system he clung to with the desperation of a man clutching driftwood in a storm. Marcus Rashford, shipped off to Barcelona. Alejandro Garnacho, sold to Chelsea for £40 million. Mainoo himself, demoted in favor of Bruno Fernandes playing deeper, because when you have a talented young midfielder, the logical solution is obviously to not play him in midfield. This is the same tactical genius who told Mainoo he was the future of Manchester United, while simultaneously ensuring he had no present at Manchester United. Poetic, really. The glorious payoff. And so Amorim departs with approximately £10.05 million as a parting gift, roughly £715,000 per month of service. Not bad work if you can get it. One could argue he's the real winner here, laughing all the way to the bank while his former charges like memes about his severance package. Now enter Darren Fletcher, the under-18s head coach promoted to clean up this mess, reportedly planning to implement a 4-3-3 system. 4 defenders, 3 central midfielders. Revolutionary stuff, this. One can only imagine Mainoo's excitement at the prospect of actually playing in his natural position again. The moral of our story.
In the end, Amorim's Manchester United tenure serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of tactical inflexibility, the importance of social media etiquette, and the timeless truth that if you alienate enough players, they might just forget to thank you on Instagram when you're sacked. Rest in peace, Ruben Amorim's United reign. You gave us drama, dysfunction, and a masterclass in how not to manage player relationships. And really, isn't that what Manchester United has been about for the past decade anyway?
The author notes that several players remain available for comment should they finally decide to break their Instagram silence.